Thank you very much. Tobe, Chair, Vice Chancellor, President of the Foundation, and colleagues from UHA, Dean, Head of Department, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. So I'm really pleased to be given the opportunity to give this 15 minutes thoughts. It's a slight change in the program, so supposed to happen tomorrow, but for a certain plan B, just in case the Vice Chancellor couldn't make it. But she made it after a 10-day travel. We didn't think she'll make it up to here. Let's give her a round of applause. She's actually yet to visit the office, but she passed here. So thank you very much. So on this occasion, where we'll be having this 2-day conference to discuss things around mental health and well-being, it is important to recall the mental health movement, at that time called the mental hygiene movement of the early 19th, in the early 20th century. And through that, eventually around 1944, 43, 44, 45, where the mental health movement gained currency with the establishment of the World Health Organization and the incorporation of it. Since that time, mental health within our health sector has evolved quite firmly, and you would all agree with me that great strides have been made in coming to where we have come to. Some years back, to talk about, to even perhaps try to attend a meeting like this would probably lead to some judgment as to whether you are seeking something else. But clearly we have come a long way. Great strides have been made. And today, mental health sits very firmly within the health sector and also as well as academic programming, which is really laudable. So this conference is a positive manifestation of the determination of actors in the mental health space to continue to keep the discourse on mental health issues in the country. Despite our efforts, however, we still need to appreciate that we are quite a long way away from achieving the state of mental health that truly meets our needs and aspirations. According to the World Health Organization, only 2% of Ghanaians, of the 2.3 million Ghanaians living with mental health conditions, receive the care and support that our health facilities ought to be delivering. If I may repeat, just 2% of the 2.3 million people in Ghana who have mental health conditions receive the care that our health facilities ought to be providing. Our mental health services continue to be in dire need of support, and as I join in this conference, I wish to draw attention to three major issues that I want us to ponder on. The first is funding. So we all heard our President Foundation mention the set of resources that are put together in countries like Australia and to facilitate mental health. We are still struggling with a form of funding for our mental health services in general. And we all will be aware that the Mental Health Authority has proposed a tax that should be imposed in order to provide. All I want to draw attention to is that it is not anything new. If you go through the readings, you will find that there are taxes imposed in other countries in order to fund mental health. In the United States alone, there are over 200 policies and laws that have been put in place to ensure that tax money is used to fund mental health. So when the time comes, when the bill comes for debate and discussions, let's all be advocates and remember that it's not anything strange or new. We need to take consideration to funding mental health issues in the country. The second thing I want to draw attention to is the need to achieve a broad-based, community-based consensus on the need to promote mental health and place it firmly within grassroots community-based establishment. Examples are in our workplaces, in our churches, in our mosques, and marketplaces. We need to integrate mental health right to the ground and to the lowest level in our society. Now, however, that comes with a significant barrier that I wish to draw attention to. The barrier, as I would want to propose, is the issue of language. The language that we use in mental health issues still remains rather too strong and rather too technical, and seems to be going over the heads of the majority of people in the country. Even to those who are moderately well educated, some of these technologies are not very easy understanding, and I want that we begin to look at it. Now, in that respect, I would want to just pose a simple question here. How do we see depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder in tree, every organ? So when we were coming in the team, I was trying it on my colleagues who were coming from Hawaii. Well, why would you say depression in heaven?
La nuit dolente. La nuit dolente.
Okay. Okay. So we all come to some appreciation that our local dialects do not have quite a firm place for some of these issues. Now we find it very difficult to gather the level of grassroots support for the promotion of mental health if we cannot speak to the majority of the people. Otherwise, we'll keep speaking to ourselves. So we need to take this issue very seriously as we go along. And in this regard, we will need the help of language specialists, our local language specialists, anthropologists, and also social scientists to help us to achieve that. The third and final point that I wish to draw attention to is how technology is or likely to impact mental health as we go ahead. Already in the developed world, we now have special clinics coming up to support mobile phone addictions and uncontrolled attachment to social media. We have quite a challenge that is quite looming. We are all as guilty as even our children as far as our addiction to these mobile technologies and others are concerned. And we are at the threshold of an explosion of disorders that are linked to our this inseparable attachment to the mobile phones and social media. Research is therefore needed to improve our understanding of the local context of these issues. If we don't conduct our own research, we will only be waiting for research findings from the north, which may not be exactly applicable in our setting. It's time for us to take up these issues and be ready for them as we go along. Now, having mentioned research, then we come to the fact that the foundation couldn't be collaborating with a better institution than UHAS. UHAS is a great giant that is rising, and from all the accolades that you have heard, you know that indeed UHAS is placing itself well. So UHAS, with the Fred Pinker School of Public Health, which I lead in Hawaii, is well poised to continue the collaboration in support of research in this endeavor. So from today and tomorrow, there will be engagements that will stimulate our thoughts on mental health issues. May the deliberations feed into our curriculum in our mental health training. May it manifest in practical opportunities and initiatives in the field, and such that we will all be able to fulfill the mental health that we so much desire for ourselves and for our country. Thank you very much.